I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. The Talking Points memo on new information about the Clinton Foundation will be in our third segment tonight, and it is worth hearing. We've uncovered some new information as well as now knowing what the hackers found out about the foundation. Please stay tuned for Talking Points. But first, the top story tonight, an interview with Donald Trump. Some polls say he is closing in on Hillary Clinton with 12 days to go before the vote. Mr. Trump joins us now from Ohio. So let's begin with the rigged business. How exactly do you think the election is rigged?
Well, the system is rigged, Bill. You look at the media, how horrible they are, how false they are, how negative they are toward me. I think 93% of the stories they write are like negative. Even if it's a positive story, they'll always find a way to make it negative. And, you know, I'm not quite used to it because I used to get great publicity. Now, no matter what you do, it doesn't make any difference. But the system is rigged. And I think the biggest rigging of all is what's happened with the FBI and the Justice Department with respect to Hillary Clinton, because she is so guilty in so many different ways that she shouldn't even be allowed to run for president. So right there, the system is really rigged. She should not be allowed to run for president.
What about the vote itself? You know, it's close in a lot of states here. It's very, very close. And a lot of your supporters are worried, and they write me that they think there might be nefarious things going on at individual polling places. Can you reassure him that that's probably not going to be the case? Will you do that tonight?
I can reassure him. I think things are going on that aren't good. And I think you look at Texas, a lot of calls were made from Texas, an incredible place. I love Texas. And the lines are massive, and they were talking about flipping, you know, where they press a button and they press it for me and another name comes up named
But do we have any data on that? Do we have any facts on that? You know, anybody can put
No, they just call in. No, they call in. Actually, they called into Fox. Fox has received a lot of those calls.
Yeah, but I don't have any hard facts to back up any kind of wide conspiratorial way to
I've been hearing for years. Bill, I've been hearing for years about Philadelphia, Chicago, St. Louis, lots of other places.
Yeah, there have been documented things there. But on a mass
for years
level,
I've been hearing.
On a mass level, you don't believe that 120 million American votes that the thing's going to be dishonest. Do you believe that?
Well, I looked at Pew Research, highly respected, and there are 1.8 million people who are dead who are registered to vote, and some of those people vote. So I wonder how that happens.
All right.
There are 2.8 million. Wait a minute, Bill. There are 2.8 million people who are registered in 2 states. That's not so good. That means you vote in 2 states. I mean, there are things that are going on, Bill. I watched President Obama 8 years ago on Fox, actually, just the other night. But I watched President Obama 8 years ago talking about how Chicago is rigged. That's basically, he was doing it with a wink, but he was essentially saying that the elections in Chicago are rigged.
City. Now, mentioning President Obama.
Well, he actually said it happened.
Here's what his wife said today in North Carolina. Go.
When you hear folks talking about a global conspiracy and saying that this election is rigged, understand that they are trying to get you to stay home. They are trying to convince you that your vote doesn't matter, that the outcome has already been determined and you shouldn't even bother making your voice heard. They are trying to take away your hope.
What do you think about that?
Well, her husband did it 8 years ago. Her husband said basically those same words 8 years ago, complaining about the system in Chicago and laughing about it. And I think he says something to the effect like he's lucky he's in Chicago because it's rigged in his favor. Well, take a look at it. I saw it on Fox, and I thought it was terrible, especially since now he's holier than thou, and, you know, like a thing like this could never happen. But go back 8 years when he was running for the first time, and you'll see some pretty nasty statements.
Her message is that you're undermining the desire of people to vote. Do you buy that?
I think the opposite. In Florida, there are lines that are record lines. They've never had anything like it, 4 blocks long to vote. In other places, I hear in different places, I'm hearing reports that are incredible. I hope they're voting for me, but I think they're voting for me. They have a lot of Trump caps on, that I can tell you. But they have record lines. So we're going to see what happens.
Right.
I am right now in Ohio, yep. And I'll tell you what. It's incredible, the enthusiasm and the crowds and the whole thing. It's incredible.
Yeah, you're slightly,
according
to polls, you're slightly out in front in Ohio. Now, do you believe the polls are rigged? Do you think certain news organizations and other organizations when they poll, have their thumb on the scale, and they want Hillary Clinton to come out on top in the poll. Do you believe that?
Oh, absolutely. I have no doubt about it.
Which one?
I won the third debate easily. It wasn't even a contest, and everybody had me winning. Every poll had me winning big league. And then CNN did a poll, and they had me losing somewhat. And I said, how did that happen? I wonder. And then there were other polls that were, look, I mean, I'm winning in certain polls, and then in other polls, the dirty polls we call them, I was losing by, you know, numbers that were ridiculous.
Yeah, I have all the polls here.
I mean, I think we're winning, but Bill, you look at some of these polls, it's absolutely ridiculous.
But are there any in particular that you think are dishonest? Any polling in particular? I mean, the AP has got you down. The AP has got you down by 14.
Well, AP.
14.
Well, AP treats me very badly. And by the way, ABC had me down at 12, which was ridiculous. And now I hear at ABC we're down by very, very little.
Well,
because,
that's a tracking poll.
Were made by a lot of people.
ABC latest tracking poll has Clinton up by 6. I'm sorry, 6. The Fox News poll out yesterday.
Now it's much lower than that. But how do you go from 12 down to 2 and 3
I don't know,
in a day or two?
I can barely add to 20.
No, look, these polls.
I don't know.
These polls. Look, the only one I really like are the ones where I'm winning. But these polls.
You're honest with it.
These polls are definitely.
Right.
Hey, Bill, something's going on. Bill, something's going on with the polls. And what they do, it's called suppression.
Okay, but if something's going on, it's incumbent upon all responsible politicians in this country to get the facts and present the facts, because speculation can erode spirit and can erode credibility of the election. So that's my position.
Well, I think it's very unfair. And it's polls, whether it's polls for the debates where I won the debates, or if it's polls for something else. I mean, there's tremendous dishonesty in the polls. I've never seen anything like it.
All right, well,
tremendous
we got to
dishonesty.
we're definitely, the day after the debate, we're going to, the election, we're going to analyze who was accurate and who wasn't.
Well, that's the poll that matters. That's the only poll.